Pretty God, yeah. Original culture that I mean is commercial. I'm gonna get you. It's a ghetto people song. Get ready. À part des ghettos, prends le pouvoir par les larmes et jamais ne cesse. À part des ghettos, y'a le religion. Jamais tu peux voir. À part des ghettos, pour tous les exclus du système, car la misère partout est la même. À part des ghettos, alias on salarindo. أحلينا ديجيتال عمار سوري وإحنا نرمي العيون نعنى العيون J'entends la voix des ghettos, des gars du Burkina Faso, du Bénin au Togo, du Sénégal en Algérie, d'un Selma et Bébéco, et tous les autres flamands. Clément, le diamant d'Abondo, les richesses qui nous élèvent sont aujourd'hui à plateau. La révolte sera pandémique, sans couleur, sans drapeau, un peu ça peut d'ailleurs. To the cities and peaceful eye, where the river meets the ocean, oh God. Say I try to reach higher there.
Hello, good evening, fellow Biafrans, good evening. I want to welcome you to the program. Good evening, everybody. You're welcome to the program. Good evening. My name is Maazi Patrick DK, and it's my pleasure to have you this evening. I want to welcome each and every one of us, and I want to say thank you for being here. As you join us, please share this video, make it go around. Make sure you tag your friends and make sure that you reach out to people, invite your friends. It's my pleasure to have you this evening, and what we're about to discuss is a very, very important issue as regard to the development on the ground and the job that the Eastern Security Network is doing, and the reason we must support the Eastern Security Network. Because we've seen the activities and action of the Eastern Security Network, and it's very, very important we continue to encourage and give them the necessary support, because it is not clear that they are doing the job in which they volunteer themselves to do. And I'll be playing you some of the videos that is going viral on the internet about those who used to rape our mothers, those who used to rape our sisters, those who actually used to go ransacking villages. These are people who go about ransacking villages, killing people, burning houses, destroying people's property. And today we see them in the bush running like headless chickens. The Fulani herdsmen are abandoning their cow. They are running away. They can no longer fight. They can no longer fight back because they have met their match. And it is very, very important we understand that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been saying for a very long time that he is not ready to negotiate with terrorists. And he has always maintained that Mieti Allah, the umbrella body of the Cattle Rearers Association, a terrorist organization sponsoring these herdsmen, have been classified as a terrorist organization globally. And we are not here to kneel down and beg them. And we are not ready to exchange our land for presidency, just like Dave Umahi is parading himself. So it is very, very important that we understand that the Eastern Security Network needs our support, and we cannot abandon them at this point in time. So on that note, I believe that many of you have seen the video that have gone viral, and I would like to get that video played so you can see what is going on, the job that the Eastern Security Network is doing. These Fulani herdsmen do not understand the language of peace. They don't understand negotiations. They don't understand I beg, I beg. What they understand is action and fire for fire. And IPOB have been able to show formidability. The Eastern Security Network have been able to prove itself on the ground. And for those who are asking, oh, what have IPOB been doing? This is it. This is it. We have to acknowledge the fact that the Eastern Security Network is carrying out a formidable action. A formidable action that, you know, that is on the ground. Everybody can see that the fire is already burning. The fire is already burning.
Look at it. We are here live and direct. We are burning their places. So their attitude, it is not good. I always wait in a barrier. I'm going to get this. Okay. I'm done.
So we can see that when we say support the Eastern Security Network, we say support them because the Eastern Security Network is the solution. Is the solution. Eastern Security Network is the solution, and these volunteers cannot be abandoned in the middle of the, in the middle of this job that they have been commissioned, that they have volunteered, to do for the Eastern region. Don't forget that we've seen Fulani herdsmen ransacking villages. They've killed a lot of people. The Nimbo massacre is a typical example of what they can do. It took them days to prepare themselves and even sent message to the village that they are coming to attack. The Fulani herdsmen organize themselves and send emissaries to the communities they are coming to attack. It's like those days when armed robbers used to write letters and circulate and tell the people they are going to rob in advance that they are coming. So prepare yourself. They don't want to hear story. This is what the Fulani herdsmen and Mieti Allah have been doing over the years. They send message and tell the villagers we are coming. And we've also seen some of their activities in Ebonyi. We've seen them change the name of some of our communities. They changed the name of some of our communities to their own Fulani name. Fulani herdsmen occupy communities, change the name of some of these communities to suit them. So automatically they are telling you that they have come to take over your land. And they do it by force. They do it by politics. They do it by everything available. They do it by even using the Eastern governors themselves. We've seen them endorsing Dave Umahi, today, telling the whole world that they want Dave Umahi to be their president, because Dave Umahi is not going to be our president. That they want him to be their president. So it goes a long way to show you that they also use negotiation through the political means to achieve their aim. But thank God for the leader of IPOB and the people of the Eastern region who have decided to defend their land. And now we have seen that they are not as strong as they are presumed to be. Because over the years, they have been forming muscle. Over the years, they have been, talking strong and hard, and they have been, threatening the whole place. Telling people that if you challenge them, they will do this, they will do that. But now that the people have risen up, they are all running away even abandoning their precious cow. That cow that they love so much, that they make love to. For them to have left the cow and run away, it goes a long way that now agwo abagona krika. So we have to do everything within our power to make sure that we support this great project, that we support the Eastern Security Network. And to show you how serious it is, I want us to play this video. These are the people we are talking about. The Fulani herdsmen terrorizing us. They carry their mat. They do all sort of things in the bush. If now they are running away, just imagine that it was our mother that met them in those bush. Would they run away? They would not. So you see that any day you stand up and say enough is enough, your enemy will run for their safety. Yes, so I just want to show you the picture of Fulani herdsmen having a field day. Field day is, they are so relaxed, they are so comfortable because they have taken over the land, the bush. They've colonized the bush, our bush. They've taken over, they feel comfortable, they move around easily. And if you challenge them, they use their knife and cut you into pieces. We've seen them cut people into pieces, our men, our women, are even vulnerable. They go for the most vulnerable in the society. But now that the Eastern Security Network have risen up and have come after them, they are all running. We expected that they could stand, but they couldn't stand. And that will make me move to play the video where our leader gave the order, the establishment of the Eastern Security, because it's very, very important. We'll continue to remind ourselves of this video of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra establishing the Eastern Security Network that is at work safeguarding our society today, to be able to see how credible this man is.
To defend our land against the excesses and ravages of Fulani terrorism and the hegemonic tendencies of the Sokoto Caliphate. For years, our mothers have not been able to go to the farms. Our daughters are being raped and cut into pieces. Everybody is aware of what transpired at Nimbo, at Ozo Wani, what is happening right now in Delta, what is also happening in Ebonyi State, and also in parts of Abia. We cannot allow it to continue. We have cowards and spineless, lily-livered idiots as governors. They have given over our land to the Janjaweed to occupy in perpetuity. This very generation, this very IPOB will not tolerate it. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. We would rather all perish and die than to allow our land to be taken over by the Janjaweed. It cannot happen. This is a warning to all the governors who are conspiring due to one political consideration or the other to give our land to infidels and blood-sucking demons from the Sahel. It cannot happen, not under our watch. It's not going to happen. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Our invaders, we are being told, come from Senegambia. We are being told they come from Mali. Some are from Niger Republic. Some are from Chad, according to the governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai. Therefore, we are setting up the Eastern Security Network to combat the excesses of these vagabonds and criminals from across the Sahel. Along the same lines as Amotekun, and even the ones set up by the terrorists themselves, Mieti Yala. What we are launching today officially before the congregation of a global audience is the Eastern Security Network, not a Biafran army, no. Anytime this army will march, we shall let the world know. But for now, and for our present purposes, we are there to defend the land of Biafra against these marauders from the Sahel, against a very determined incursion being led by terrorists, Fulani terrorists to be precise. What we are doing is no different from what Amotekun is seeking to achieve in Yoruba land. What we are doing is not far from what Miet Yala, the terrorists themselves, are seeking to achieve in the northern part of the damnable Zoological Republic. Our response to the endless cycle of insecurity, lawlessness, mayhem, destruction of lives and properties in Biafra land is the launch of this very Eastern Security Network. This very day, in the coming days and weeks, you will see them in their uniforms. You will see them performing very critical and vital functions of ensuring the security of our land. I urge each and every one of you.
Today is the 3rd of January 2021. We are begging them to leave our lands, and we are going to show them that the owners of the land is the owners of the land. We are here live and direct. We beg them, if they don't want to go in peace, they will go. Because you can see them, we're chasing them. We're chasing them. We are chasing them. We are chasing them. Look at them. They are running out that scatter. See their cows. Big dog. Then they make. See them. This is their place of living. I'm going to burn them. See their place of living. I'm going to burn them, all of them. I'm going to look at it. See where they lie with their guns. We are searching for them. We are Southeast Security Network in Ebonyi State. I'm going to tell them that we can teach them the lesson they can never forget. Thank you. If they don't want to live in peace, they will end up in dying womb after the order.
We are reaching you live and direct from Abakaliki province. This is a Fulani settlement in ALMAJIRI community on the Abakaliki local government area of Ebonyi State. They were just attacked last night by our men.
To defend our land against the excesses and ravages of Fulani terrorism and the hegemonic tendencies of the Sokoto Caliphate. For years, our mothers have not been able to go to the farms. Our daughters are being raped and cut into pieces. Everybody is aware of what transpired at Nimbo, at also Wani, what is happening right now in Delta, what is also happening in Ebonyi State, and also in parts of Abia. We cannot allow it to continue. We have cowards and spineless, lily-livered idiots as governors. They have given over our land to the Janjaweed to occupy in perpetuity. This very generation.
21. We are begging them to leave our lands, and we are going to show them that the owners of the land is the owners of the land. We are here live and direct. We beg them, if they don't want to go in peace, they will go. Because you can see them, we're chasing them. We're chasing them. We are chasing them. We are chasing them. Look at them. They are running out that scatter. See their cows. Big dog. Then they make. See them. This is their place of living. I'm going to burn them. See their place of living. I'm going to burn them, all of them. I'm going to look at it. See where they lie with their guns. We are searching for them. We are Southeast Security Network in Ebonyi State. I'm going to tell them that
we can teach them the lesson they can never forget. Thank you. If they don't want to live in peace, they will end up in dying one after the other.
We are reaching you live and direct from Abakaliki province. This is a Fulani settlement in ALMAJIRI community under Abakaliki local government area of Ebonyi State. They were just attacked last night by our mayor in Abakaliki province. You can see the houses. The houses are down. They were chased out by force. So I'm just here to bring to you the evidence that something is happening in Abakaliki province. This is their settlement. They are all gone.
So, guys, we can see what is going on, the effort that is being put in place, the effort that is being made by men on the ground, the Eastern Security Network, to see that the land that we all strive for is secured. And it's very, very important we understand that everybody have a contribution to make. We all have a contribution to make to see that we sustain this journey until the end. And we cannot afford to run away from our responsibility. Men are putting their lives on the line, trying to see that our land is secured. And we encourage everybody to make their contributions in any little way you can. It's very, very important. In any little way you can. And you have the numbers, you have the contact, you have all the details on the screen to make your contribution in any little way you can, because the men on the ground need support. They need our support. They need our moral support. They need our financial support. They need material support, and we cannot afford to fail them. The Eastern Security Network is here to stay, and we must keep it running by every means possible. We must keep it running because that is the only last line of defense that we have right now, and we cannot afford to let it down or let ourselves down. So you can see the account on the screen, how you can support the Eastern Security Network. Make your contribution in any little way you can, and God will bless you. So I want to say thank you. We've seen that these herdsmen, I tell you the experience that our people have had over the year. We've endured different kind of humiliations. We've endured different kind of maltreatments. We've endured different kind of, harassment because of Fulani herdsmen. And, those who are supposed to handle the situation have failed woefully. They are just like the leader of IPOB said that they are spineless, lily-livered men. They are not men. In fact, these are not men. These are a bunch of idiots who do not understand. They don't even know their responsibility. They are playing politics with the life of the people. And today, we have seen somebody with no resources, a man with no resources, a man that was not voted for, a man that had volunteered himself to safeguard the life of the people. Those who got the vote to protect you have failed to do so. Those that you voted for have failed to do so. Somebody said he didn't get the account details. I'm putting him back again so that you can see the account details. Our new IPOB US national account for support of ESN is as follows. Bank name, Chase Bank. Account name, Indigenous People of Biafra Patriot Incorporation. Routing is 044-0000037. Account number is 669-680-115. The email is IPOBUSA@yahoo.com. This account has been approved by the leadership of IPOB. God bless you. And you can also pay through PayPal on umunna2014@gmail.com. So if you want to make your contribution, take your pen and paper and note down the details here, or you can take a snapshot of it so that you have it on your phone. So I'm leaving it for the next 30 seconds for you to be able to get the details and get all the necessary information. You can do payment through also PayPal. So every detail is there. We've seen our people get humiliated. We've seen our people. Even the king of my village was raped and killed by the Fulani herdsmen. You know, so, and the people became powerless, that nobody had the power to challenge the Fulani herdsmen, because they had the backing of Dave Umahi, they had the backing of Mwike, they had the backing of all the eastern governors. And today we the people have risen up and we said that enough is enough. And we have to make it work. We must stand together on this one to make sure that we secure our land and give our children a better future. And that will bring me to another video. Because it's very, very important we understand where our problem is coming from. It's very, very, very important, because what you see today, Fulani herdsmen, bandits here and there, are the making of the North. And we must continue to point it out that what you see today, the criminality you see today, is the making of the North, the elite, the Northern elite. They brought every evil that you So, these are Northern children possibly begging food. Now, the food that is meant for the police themselves to eat. What you see is the food that is meant for the police to eat. They have to give it out to the children on the street with plate. Hey, Chineke Namo. No, this video is worth watching again. So, I'm really short of words, but I don't want to go emotional because it's not professional. So, is you know, what you see in Nigeria today is a making of the North. Making of the North. The Northern elite have decided they have decided, to create to continue to create problem for everybody. Now you have children who are on the street, who do not go to school, who wake up in the morning and go about begging for food. Now these policemen on duty have to give out their own food. We are all saying that even the food that the police is eating is not even nutritious to them, but even the poor food, as poor as the food that these policemen on patrol are supposed to eat, that was prepared, as poor as, in fact, the soup no meat, but they saw people who are even in a more bigger need than them, that they have to share their food to the children of this on the street. And these are children of the northerners who are controlling the oil. They are the one controlling the gold in Zamfara. They are the one controlling the resources. They handle every affair of the country. They handle everything in the zoo called Nigeria. But their little children cannot even feed. And these are people who are telling us that they are the ones feeding us, that they bring food from the north, that every food we eat comes from the north. But they cannot feed themselves. Man, if you want to see a responsible father, look at the children. You know a responsible parent, you know a responsible father from the children. If a man cannot take care of his children, then you are worse than an infidel. The Bible says so. That any man who cannot take care of his children or family is worse than an infidel. And I'm putting it to the northern elite this evening, that they are all a bunch of infidels, because they are not able to take care of their little children. And they will continue to show it to the world, that the northern elite have become the problem that we have in the whole of West Africa. Now, these children will grow up in the future to become terrorists, to become bandits. They are already on the training, because the street that they live in right now is an incubator. They are being incubated there for the future terrorist attack, for the future headsmen they are going to be, raping other people's mother. Possibly some of them will even join the army and the police. Some of them are going to join from the street. They are going to join the army. They are going to join the police. And these are children that will now come up in the future to become head of your own children in different commissions and parastatals. Now, how do you share a country with people with such a mentality? How do you share a country with an elite that is so criminal-minded that they are not even ashamed? They are not even ashamed to see their own children with plate begging on the street. That even they can quietly even give these children, we've seen our young people in young Igbo youth going to learn mechanic, getting involved in different kind of art and craft at very tender age. Learning trade. At their age, some of our southern children have already serving their master, learning trade. But these northern little children are on the street with plate, begging for alms. Then for how long? Then what training are they getting on that street begging for alms? And they are the one controlling the resources. They control the oil, they control the gas, they control the gold in Zamfara, they control the oil in Bayelsa. The oil in Bayelsa belongs to Jigawa. They control everything, but they haven't shown anything for it. And this is the reason the northern youth need to take a stand and think twice and ask themselves questions. For how long must we continue? For how long must we continue to carry plate on the street begging? Even if it's a culture for them, I think they have to reevaluate that culture and make changes, because very soon, the Nigeria you see today, you shall see no more. The Nigeria you see today, you shall see no more. And when Nigeria is far gone, that everybody must have answered his father's name, where would it not be? With these children that they are incubating on the street. Do you think the Oduduwas are ready to open their borders for you to come in? If you don't have any meaningful contribution to make? Or do you think the Biafrans will open their border for beggars like this to come in, to troop into Biafra land? The North need to reevaluate itself. Because you can deceive some people sometimes, but you cannot deceive all the people all the time. The North have been deceiving themselves over the years. And now the deceit is catching up on them. The Northern elite must be held responsible. Because they handle the resources. And the most beautiful part of it is that they have recognized that they have the highest advantage in leadership in the country. They've had more term being in position of power over the years in the country. So they cannot say that they do not have enough and ample opportunity to change the life of their people. So if Nigeria breaks tomorrow, they have themselves to blame. All the money they are accumulating, what are they using it for? They use it to sow Babariga and Abada and do Jaye. They claim that they have the richest African billionaire, that they have the richest black man come from the North. And you cannot take some percentage of your wealth to put these children off the street. So what are you doing with all the money? If you are the richest black African and you see these children, look at, just imagine, it's important that we replay this video to shame the North. We'll continue to replay this video to shame the North, because that is what they deserve. Northern elite deserve shame and nothing but shame. What they deserve is shame. They deserve shame. They deserve shame and nothing less than shame. And shame shall be their portion. I can tell you, I can guarantee you that. That shame shall be the portion of the Northern elite, the so-called Northern elite. Shame shall be the portion of all the people that have subjugated their own, that have kept their own people in bondage. And shame shall be the portion of all the Eastern governors who have sold our land for presidency. Shame shall be their portion. And I want to sing that song for them. And I want to say, Northern leaders, shame unto you. Shame unto you. Northern leaders, shame unto you. Shame unto you. Aboki, shame unto you. Shame unto you. Shame unto you. Shame unto you. Because they are not only painting the North bad, they are also painting the rest of Africa. Now, one NGO in Europe will use this picture and videos to sell and make publicity for the whole of Africa. That Africans are suffering in the midst of plenty. Northern leaders, shame unto you. 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 Sultan of Sokoto, shame unto you. Shame unto you. Shame unto you. Shame unto you. El-Rufai, shame unto you. Shame unto you. Shame unto you. Shame unto you. Ganduje, shame unto you. Shame unto you. Shame unto you. Shame unto you. all the northern governors, shame unto you. Your children are on the street begging for food to eat. Shame unto you. I want to say shame unto you. Shame. Shame unto you. Shame unto you, northern elite. Shame unto all of you. You have used the Islamic religion as a tool of subjugation. You have used that religion as a source of punishment. But we can see that there are other Islamic countries that have used their resources very well. You look at Dubai, you look at Saudi Arabia, they use the religion to uplift their own people. But you use your own religion to subdue your own people, to impoverish your own people. You made them believe that certain people are meant to be rich and others are meant to be poor. But that is not true. Northern leaders, shame unto you. Sultan of Sokoto, shame unto you. Sultan of Sokoto, shame unto you. Shame unto you. All the kings and all the princes of the north, shame unto you. Shame unto you. Shame unto you. Aboki, shame unto you. Even Dangote, shame unto you. Dangote, shame unto you. Shame unto you. Dangote, shame unto you. Dangote should go and take care of his little children because your money has no value. Believe you me. Your money have no value. And this is the reason we must separate ourselves, because you people have brought this poverty down to us. You have now made our own political elite and our own political leaders to start reasoning the way you reason, that they are not impoverishing us. You have given them the template that they cannot even build our roads, that they can no longer provide electricity, that they cannot even give us security. These are the bad things that the southern leaders went and adopted from their northern counterparts. And they are using it against us. Because the southern leaders have seen that it is so beneficial for them to use the resources of everybody for their own personal interest. They are succeeding in the north, so why can't it work in the south? And we are here to resist them. We don't share the culture of begging food on the street. We just imagine police people that do not even have enough food to eat. And here they are sharing even the food. Even the police is complaining of malnutrition. And even in that their malnourished food, they still share it to these little children who are helpless. You bring children to the world and you cannot take care of them. How can you bring children to the world? Don't the Sultan of Sokoto that owned the oil, all the whole oil well, don't he see what is he doing with the money? You cannot build schools, you cannot take care of your... Then of what use are you people in this world? You are not useful in the world, so you don't even deserve to exist. None of you northern elite, including their southern counterparts, including Omahe, Mwike, all of them, including Amechi and all the police, none of you deserve to live. I want to play the video again so that we can solidify the argument. Because as now we put out nwata agbisi agosi ya. So it is left for you to judge. Do you want to share country with them? Do you want to share country with people that anywhere you go in the world, what happens? They look at your financial background. Anywhere you go. Even if you enter Switzerland today, say you want to go and take asylum, they will say how much you get for account. Because for them, it's important, your economic stability. As an individual, even as somebody who is seeking refuge, they will ask you, how much do you have? And you think that you can share the same country with people with poverty mentality who believe that poverty is okay. One thing our people need to understand is that when you hang around poor people, you self will go broke. And that is the situation the Biafran people have found themselves today in Nigeria. The Biafran people have hung themselves around poor people in Nigeria that even the Biafrans themselves have gone broke. We have hung around people with poverty mentality for so long that we no longer know how to hustle as a people. We begin to lose our value because we start mixing our culture with the culture of infidels, foreigners, who we don't share value system with. And this is the reason we must wake up and separate ourselves. Because we don't know poverty. We don't know poverty. When you mix yourself up with poverty-driven mentality, with people with poverty-driven sense of living, and you become part of them. You start, when you mix yourself in the mud. That is where we find ourselves, in the zoo called Nigeria. That we Biafrans are now beginning to accept poverty as a norm. We are now beginning to accept bad road, no electricity as normal thing. But we are better than that. We know ourselves. Maka ndị ihe ọma na-adị mma. Ndị Igbo bụ ndị ihe ọma na-adị mma. So how can you mix yourself with people who love poverty, who enjoys it? We need to create a standard for ourselves. And that standard must start by building a new nation in the name of Biafra. Because the freedom we are talking about is not just freedom of expression, but freedom of you being able to exercise your God-given talent, God-given potential. Because if out of the talent and the potential shall you bring riches and prosperity. But here we are, everything is being caged. All our potentials are being caged in the zoo called Nigeria. All our talents are being caged in the zoo because the people you are dealing with do not even have talent, they don't have potential. So how do you expect them to allow you to excel when they have nothing to offer? They will continue to bring you down. They will continue to drag you back to their level. That is where we find ourselves, between we and the ALMAJIRI. They will continue to drag us to their level. And that is why you've seen our political leaders and so-called elite, behave like the one Aboki and one Alhaji. They behave like Alhaji na Chiefi, because they have been infiltrated into a foreign culture, a culture that we know nothing about, a culture that is alien to us. Mazi, welcome to the program. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Mazi Pat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've been following the programs as it's running. Thank you so much for bringing the update to our people. My name is Solomon Peter. I welcome everyone who's already here this very morning. And morning at my end anyway. Sorry for not letting you know my side is morning. And the side of Mazi Patrick is night. So you are welcome. You are welcome. Your contribution is very important. Most importantly, your support to ESN, because it has come to stay. So Mazi Pat, you have already said a lot as to regard to the work that ESN are doing. We are very happy about them. We are giving them all our support. And if you have not supported them, this is the right time for you to do so. They needed to be supported because they are the security of the people, for the people. They are the first people who are exchanging their life for the life of others. They are the people who has put their life in line to bring to an end of the injustice of the terrorist group of Fulanese, what they meant on our peoples and peoples around. This is the time, this is the way to deal with such a situation, because ejiro anwụrụ akpam, that is the Igbo language that says you cannot use I'm dying to play, So it's a serious matter when it comes to hearing that people's wives and sisters and people's fathers are being killed in the farm. It's nothing to joke about. It's nothing to play politics with. This is the life of an innocent people who does not want trouble. People who are striving to feed Nigerians. People who are striving to feed their nations and keep life going. Why should their life be wasted? Why should their life be wasted in the expense of Fulani's Nama? It's not fair. We must think of justice. And that is why my last broadcast, I was talking about taking oath. Then in taking oath, you give justice to humanity. That's very, very important. That these people who doesn't want problem, law abiding, striving to keep their nation moving, to provide food for their nations, and they are taking hard labors without support from the government, and they are the same still people who are facing life threatening, who are facing dead or alive in their farm. That is not fair. We need to give them justice. Very, very important. If you who are armless, who are harmless, you should give them justice. And that is what Mazi Pat has done in this very program, showing that these men who put their life online, they are at work already. They are at work already. And I believe that the Fulani terrorists understand the language, because the Eastern, why the ESN was trained is to speak the language that they understand, to speak the language that these men understand. And I believe they are speaking the language, and I'm hearing their language, in the video that Mazepat is displaying here. I'm hearing the language. And the Fulanis understood that language very well. The Fulani terrorists understood that very language very well. I see them, blowing the language, blowing in tongue, and the Fulanis are getting the message direct. They know that it is time for a serious business, that the life of people should not be taken for granted. Every day we bury people in hundreds or thousands, like they are nothing. And the people will just talk of it, everybody will just sit back, and the governor will be telling you he is going for Senate, he's going for the position of Senate, and he's going for the position of president, and yet people's life are being claimed by these terrorists every day, and nothing is being done. That is not fair. That is not fair. Thank you so much, Mazepat, for for the things that you just
Thank you, Master Solomon.
Then I wanted to talk again about the poverty in the north. On that very video also that you displayed here, when something is happening and the people will keep quiet and they accept it as normal, to me it's not normal. To me it's not normal. Those people that has kept those kids, in that very level, did not deserve to live. Honestly, they did not deserve to live. And why are they answering elite? Why are they answering elite? And those high number of people are in that level of poverty that if they don't come with plates to beg for food that they can't eat, this is child abuse. This is terrible. In a country where resources, where all their officials are aiming large, and yet look at the kids. Look at the treatment they are giving to the kids. Look at the level they reduce the children in their region. These men, they did not deserve to be alive. They did not, none of them deserve to be seeing the sun or receiving the fresh air that God gives free to people. None of them even deserve to be enjoying the breath that God gives freely to us, which is very, very costly. They did not deserve. These kids to rise up against this elite that has made their life so useless. I don't know why people have to accommodate such things in a society. I don't know why. I don't know why. And the people that are putting them on power, such thing is not existing in their own country. There is no such in their own country. There is no such thing. That is terrible. That is terrible, terrible, terrible. Those people who are parading themselves as elite, as politicians in the country where kids are being treated this way, being exposed to hunger, being exposed to disease, being exposed to terrible things. Those people who are politicians in those areas, those people who parade themselves as elite in those areas, did not deserve to live. I want to end with one illustration that a prophet came to David. When David took the wife of Uriah, a prophet came to him and gave him an illustration. He said, this city, and that wedding man, he has all assorted goat, every kind of animal you mentioned, he has. He's very wealthy. But a day came, a stranger visited him, and he left all his wealth, and he went and took The one sheep that a poor man have, that he sleep with, he wake up with. The only one that the poor man have, then he went and took it. The moment before the prophet could finish this illustration, see the judgment of David. In case you are in a position that taking away the life of other people, and you have never thought that there is a punishment for such an act, I want you to listen to the end of this story. The moment David heard the prophets making these illustrations, he just thought that it's someone else. He just thought that it is someone that he could equally thought that he deserved to die. But he never know that he is the one. And he made a judgment. And he said in his judgment, the man who has done this do not deserve to live. The man who has done this did not deserve to live. Do you know that you who has reduced this kids to this level, you who is the reason why these kids are out of school, that these kids, you who is the reason why these kids are exposed to disease, you who is the reason why these kids are not being fed, you who is the reason why these kids are roaming the streets of Nigeria, you did not deserve to live. This is a judgment hanging over you. You did not deserve to live. You did not deserve to live. How dare you make these kids to be exposed to what they are exposed to? That is a terrible situation. And on this note, I am calling all the wicked politicians and the elite of the North. You are a disgrace. You are a disappointment. You are a frustration. And this is the example of what you wanted to bring all Nigerians into. This is how you want the Nigeria, your one Nigeria, to function. When we said we need disintegrations, you don't bother. When we cry for referendum, you don't want to hear, because you want everyone to come to the level of these kids in your region that are being displayed in the media. That is so bad. And I want everybody, one Nigerianist, to start now thinking and start reasoning why we need to disintegrate Nigeria. Why we need to disintegrate Nigeria? Because those kids might not have life in Ariwa, and they will have an opportunity to have life in Biafra land. And they will have an opportunity to have life in Oduduwa land. If this is how the Northerners have decided to reduce their region and the kids in their region, disintegration of Nigeria and having an independent nation of Biafra will be able to grant an opportunity for such wickedness that some people who call themselves elite in the North have knelt against their people, so that these people can now find life elsewhere closer to them. Very important. So I'm closing on this very note to tell all the people.
Mazi, please, before you close, I want to play this video in a more clearer picture. So you just before you close, I want to play it. Please, guys, hang on. Yeah, so guys, I decided to bring it closer because I saw some comments. It's very, very obvious that, when we talk about some of these things that are happening, some Northerners seem not to understand that we are speaking out of passion for the betterment of the North. We are not here to castigate the suffering people. We are not here to mock at these little children. We are here to bring attention of the world to the elites of the North. But a lot of young Northerners, feel embarrassed, and they even blame us for showing the reality to the world. Some of them come and make comments as if we are the ones that are starving the children, or that we should just see this video and hide it, that is not in existence. Mazi Solomon.
Yeah, everybody is entitled to their opinion. Do you know, like the illustration I give in the Bible, you know what happened? When David observed that he is the one that the prophet was illustrating, the moment he noticed it, he humbled himself. And what did he do? To reverse the judgment. He sought God to reverse that judgment. Because you know what? It is just very common with all the politicians. No problem. That's why I didn't join the company. Now it's all the politicians.
I think Mazi Solomon has problem with his internet network, unfortunately. But I hope that he comes back to round up and give us his last word. But one thing I understand is that an average Northerner will tell you that is in their culture to have a ALMAJIRI system. You have children begging. Begging is a culture in this 21st century. Where did this culture come from? Is it Islamic, or is it the Fulani culture? Because it's very, very important you show us in your Quran where Muhammad asked children to go to the street to go and beg for alms. If it is religious-based argument, they tell you that it is their culture. Where did the culture come from? If it is your culture to subjugate children, if it is in your culture to make children go through this level of humiliation and abuse, then that culture need a change. Because these kids should be in school. They should be in school. At this age, this is the best age to educate children and give them direction in life. Now, what direction are you giving these children? Giving them plates to go and beg on the street? Mazi, go ahead, please.
The network.
Yeah, Mazi, your network is bad, and I hope that you'll be able to come back. There is this fluctuation you're having with the network. Now, at the end of the day, they use culture as an excuse. They use culture as an excuse. But poverty is not a culture. There is nowhere poverty is a culture. Poverty is not a culture anywhere. Child abuse is not a culture anywhere. Now, why these children are on the street begging? They are vulnerable. These children are vulnerable to abuse, different kind of abuse. You cannot abandon children on the street without any form of protection, and you leave them all on their own at this tender age, and you say it's a culture. These children can be lured into different kind of crimes because of hunger and starvation.
Mazipat, please, can I say this quickly? Because I'm having a very bad network today and I don't know the reason why. So, but there is something I want to say quickly here. If anybody assumes that this is a religious argument, they should take the pictures of such people in Saudi Arabia and show to us. Take such pictures from Iraq and show to us. The religions of Islam, is it only in Nigeria? Does it not exist in other countries? They have their head. They have a place where they call the head, the capital of the Islam. Let them show us this type of kids on the streets of Saudi Arabia begging for food, exposed to sickness, exposed to danger, exposed to kidnappers, to killers. Who give account of these kids? This is child abuse. And what I want to say is that the politicians, they will ever claim, because what they do, and is common with all politicians. If tomorrow these kids now are armed robbers, even if they steal biscuits, most of them who stole biscuits and most of them who stole 10 naira, 20 naira, all of them, they are in prison. But the politicians who make these children to be in this type of conditions, they are all walking free in the street of Nigeria, aiming big. If this is Islam is a religious argument, why the child of Buhari, why Buhari children and politicians' kids, why are they not involved? Why are those elites in the north, are their kids, are they not Muslims? Why are their kids not involved? Why? Why should they provide for their kids, and with the money, with the nation, with the national money, out from the national treasure, they provide for their family, but they refuses to provide to the families of the poor. They refuse to provide to the family of their fellow country people. That is wickedness. That is total wickedness from the elites and from people who call themselves politicians in Nigeria. I want to tell you once again, when the judgment is against them, they will do everything. They will do everything to avert it. Now that we are saying disintegration of Nigeria, I want to tell you that Biafran going, what is paining them about not voting for referendum or not accepting for referendum for Biafra to go is not because they want to take care of the nation. It's just because they have they have already issues which they find themselves now. That is just the reason. And this is why people have to rethink about the kind of politicians we have in Nigeria, the kind of leaders we have in Nigeria. The same thing applicable to the Southeast, the same thing applicable to the South as it's being called, the same thing applicable to the whole South. Their politicians are criminals, they are rogues, they are selfish, they are wicked, they are Lucifer's agents, because they never think about the people which they have come to provide governance for. So these are the wickedness that is all over the country. If they say that this thing is for religion or somebody is coming to argue it on the religious basis, let him show me the son of Buhari where he participated on this. Let that person show me the son of Brutal. Let that person show me the son of what is there called? All the people in the presidencies. Let them come and show us their children on the street. Biafran to go so that as to where, if they are not ready, if they are not ready to take care of humanity,
Yeah, I think that Mazi has this same network issue, and we want to say thank you for being part of this program, and we have to come back again on this issue to continue from where we stop, so that we'll be able to do justice to this argument. I hope that you've got the message, and I encourage you to share this video because it is worth sharing. One thing I can guarantee you is that we will continue to do our best to wake up the little children, because as far as I'm concerned, these are little African children and they deserve the best. These children are intelligent, they are brilliant, they are wonderful kids, and they must be treated with dignity and respect. And for those who have subjected these children to this level of humility, it shall not be well with them. All the political class, all the so-called northern elite, and their southern counterparts that have subjected the African children to this level of humiliation, they shall meet their end soonest. And that I can guarantee. And as we work towards Biafra restoration, we'll continue to pray and we'll continue to ask God in heaven to lead the Eastern Security Network in their going in and in their coming out. We'll continue to ask Chukwu Okike Abiama to guide the Eastern Security Network, the personnel, give them wisdom, give them the understanding that they need, give them the protection that they need, that at the end of the day, victory shall be our portion, that victory shall be ours, that the hand of the terrorist shall not touch them, that the hand of the enemy shall not reach them, that the eye of the enemy shall not reach them. In the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama, that the Eastern Security Network will do the job in which it is created for. And no plan of the evil, no plan of man shall derail the protection of our land. Because any land that God did not protect, that the watchman watcheth in vain. And we call on God in heaven, the Heavenly Father, to come down in his power, to give all the strength and the energy, the resources to power the Eastern Security Network, that at the end of the day will have reason to give him glory, and that Biafra shall be restored in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama. I want to say thank you very much. I want to say thank you for being part of this program. We'll continue to pray for the Eastern Security Network. We'll continue to pray for their success, because their success is the guarantee that we shall see tomorrow. If the Eastern Security Network fails, then our tomorrow is no longer guaranteed. So we'll continue to put them in our prayers morning, afternoon, and night, that no weapon fashioned against them shall prosper. That every arrow that is thrown in their direction shall return back to sender. In the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama. Thank you, Chukwu Okike. Thank you, Heavenly Father. I want to say thank you, fellow Biafrans. And I'm leaving you with the contact for your contribution to this cause of the divine arrangement. Because the Eastern Security Network is a divine arrangement made by God through the leader of IPOB. And anything that God have established on earth is also established in heaven. So the Eastern Security Network is established in heaven. And the power of men, the power of Omahi, the power of Wike, the power of Ifa Yokowo of Delta State, the power of Obiano will not destroy it, because it is beyond their power. Because it is through the power of God and the grace of Almighty that we are here today to secure our land. He has given all the strength, the boldness, the energy. He has given all the resources, and we must put that resources to work, so that at the end of the day, we will all feel secured in the land that God has given us. And that those who came to bring harm to our land, they are already fleeing. They will flee in 1,000 ways. They will flee in million ways. And victory shall be ours, for we pray in the name of Chukwu Okike, in the name of Yahweh Shua. Thank you very much. And I want to leave you with the video of the northern children who are under oppression, so that you go home with it and see the reason why we must work for Biafra to be restored, so that we protect our children, that will protect our future generation from the exploit of the wicked politicians in the zoo called Nigeria. Shame unto the Sultan of Sokoto. Shame unto El Rufai of Kaduna. Shame unto Ganduje of Kano. Shame unto all of you, all the northern governors. Shame on you. Your days of judgment is near, and you shall never escape it. For keeping this young... and their counterparts in the south. All of you that have subjected these children to this pain, to this worry, to this humiliation, your future shall not be bright, because these children are supposed to be your future, and you have destroyed your future. For destroying your future, you shall have no future. In the name of Yahweh Shua. Biafrans, I want to say thank you very much. This is a very special broadcast for me, and I want to say thank you for standing with me till the end. Have a wonderful evening, and God bless you all.